All right, so I was able to sit in a hearing for Leyto, and that was pretty cool since everything's done by Zoom. We were able to get um, Pastor Jorge in Guatemala. He helped get Leyto's mom in on the hearing as well to be present. The father wasn't there, but it was pretty neat to be able to listen in, and I took some notes to kind of help explain some of the procedural things that was going on. And um, there was an official interpreter there for Maria, which is Leto's mom, and the connection was kind of bad, so it was with her. So it was good that Jorge was also there because he had a better signal, and was able to fill in Maria with everything. But it was really interesting because as I was sitting there, I was like, man, when we went to college for criminal justice, before we even went to Guatemala, it was one of those things where when we received the call to Guatemala, it was like asking God, like, well, why did we go through all this college stuff? Um, and I will say that my court procedure class really came into play. So it was good. The judge is trying to establish actually what the main focus of the case is, whether that is to strip parental rights from the father, who's now back in Guatemala, or to allow or to start the process to get Leyto back to Guatemala. Because both the mom and the dad are in Guatemala right now, the judge said that it's a very, very slim chance that Leyto will be able to petition for residency in the United States, which is good because the whole goal is to get Leyto back with his mom. So the caseworker has been able to um, be in contact with the mom. So the caseworker's in Miami, the mom is in Guatemala. They've been able to do a couple video chats with Leyto. She sent a bunch of pictures from Leyto's sixth birthday party that they had with the family that is fostering him right now. So he's with a temporary residence, and they speak Spanish, so that's really good. So it's not like Leyto's thrust in this whole world that he doesn't know the language or understand. So now it's a lot of just procedure and filings. They have to do a home study in Guatemala. So the court has to work through the Guatemalan consulate in order to get the Child Protective Services in Guatemala to go out and see the home where Maria's living, to make sure that it's safe and stable for Leyto to live in, just like they would here in the United States. And also they have to file a protection order against the dad, because this whole thing started with an abuse case when Leyto's arm was broken by his drunk father. And once that goes through, then there will be an approval to send Leyto down. The next hearing is in March, so this is going to be a long process. But please continue to just pray for that. And the court is doing everything they can to maintain the communication and contact between Leyto and his mom. The judge had mentioned also that the child psychologist that's assigned to the case very much encourages to facilitate as much contact as possible to maintain that relationship, because it's looking like he is going to be returned, but they have to make sure that it is what is best for Leyto. If not, I guess he will be declared some kind of refugee or something and be fostered. But given the fact that he wasn't sent to be like an anchor child, but he was essentially kidnapped and taken to the United States, as long as it's safe for him to return to Guatemala, then they will grant that. Pastor Jorge and his wife are also working on establishing a suitable home and job for Maria, since she's a homemaker in Guatemala, which is what the majority of women wind up being. She doesn't have necessarily work, although she does make money doing various jobs, but they're looking at the possibility of the church bringing her in. This would make her closer to the main city, which would make them more in contact with the Child Protective Services agency and all that kind of stuff. But there are, of course, requirements for when they do the home study, so they're trying to figure out how to make that work. So please keep praying. With everything with COVID and the digital age, it was really neat to be able to kind of be a fly on the wall during the procedure, but also to take notes and say, hey, like I could fill in any information that didn't make sense, because with, using this technology, and Maria is from a village in Guatemala that barely has this kind of technology. So some of the stuff and the terminology, and then you have all the court procedures and what's going on, it can be very confusing for somebody who's just thrust into this and just wants to get her kid back. So thank you guys for your prayers. This clip has gone on long enough, so I will end it here. And just in case you're wondering, yes, I purposely hung this flag for this, because this is about freedom. This is about justice.